what did you think when you see Nancy Dolman, your future wife, and exactly, that's what you think, and Gilda Radner, stage?
Odd thing. Because what I decided was, after 4 years university, I never left the stepping stones of education. Therefore, the security of education. My parents were now gone. I had an inheritance. We were, kind of an affluent family, so it wasn't about money. But maybe because my father was successful, he was kind of the vice president of Canadian Steel, so I didn't in any way want to not be successful. And I didn't think show business was a realistic choice. But Eugene Levy, who was a couple years older and he was a struggling actor in Toronto, said to me, and we had known each other from university, McMaster, he said, you want to be able to look in the mirror at 50 and say, maybe I should have tried being an actor. And then you can say, oh, that's right, you did try being an actor and you starved. Remember that? So I decided I would take a year off school before getting a master's. I made a contract with myself, a 1-year contract. And my plan was I was going to work at the Steel Company of Canada, because we still had connections. And then in September, because I like the school year sensibility, I would start as an actor in Toronto, 40 miles east, and see what happened. And if by May, June, nothing had happened, back in school I'd go. And but when I was still in McMaster, they were holding these auditions for Godspell. Now, Godspell had opened in New York, and it was a huge, huge success. Godspell was this big hit, and they were doing a sister company in Toronto, and everyone wanted it. Everyone wanted to be in Godspell. And so they held auditions, and the callbacks had about 250 people. And it was a huge, huge, every actor wanted it. And Stephen Schwartz, to this day, who later would go on to write Wicked and all these brilliant, brilliant shows, was a fast 25 years old. And Godspell had been his, he and a man named John Tadlock, based on the book of St. Matthew, and they had written the show. And so now, he holds these auditions, and it's really his amazing story. He narrowed that down to 10 people out of the 200 and 300 people, or maybe ultimately 1,000 they auditioned. And in the 10 were the following who had never ever worked before: Gilda Radner, Eugene Levy, Victor Garber, Andrea Martin, Martin Short, later Dave Thomas, later Nancy Dolman, my wife, understudy, and this piano player walked in to play for his girlfriend, and who was Paul Shaffer. And Stephen said, I don't think she's going to do it, but who's that guy pounding the piano? And even then he looked like the world's hippest thumb,